Alright guys, well, it looks like we're going to war with Venezuela. The AP put out that Trump repeatedly suggested invading Venezuela, stunning top aides, because it is stunning, because Maduro is not a dictator. They just won't play ball with, all of the elitists. And so, America is used as the world's military, and so they'll just make us do it and go tear down another country like we've done with so many others. This is just crazy. So it says that Trump repeatedly raised the possibility of invading Venezuela in talks with his top aides at the White House, according to a new report, which he did it was back in September, I believe. I've talked about it a few times. And many of them, are pretty stunned. Tillerson alongside Trump the next day. I mean, it's crazy. But they've been preparing. Venezuela has been preparing. I want you to think about this. I said it in one of my previous videos. How would you feel if China, Russia, someone like that propagandized America and said Trump is a dictator, Hillary should have won, let's get him out of office, let's go invade them? That's what they did here with Venezuela. And yes, they're starving people in Venezuela. Why is that? Because Colombia, Colombia, where we get all our drugs from, they like to play ball with us. They are stopping the ships at the ports and things like that, and taking, the needed items, toilet paper, toothpaste, the necessities that, so, these militants over in Colombia are just pretty much stealing Venezuela's stuff, okay? It would be equivalent to, let's say, Canada was taking all of New York's goods when it was coming into harbor, and New York is having to go into Canada. I know it's a silly comparison, but, they're on the border. And the New Yorkers are having to go to Canada to get their supplies back and having to pay 10, 20, 100 times the rightful amount. Okay, that's what's going on. That's where the starvation is coming from. And not everybody in Venezuela is starving. I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to show you how many people actually, because when I look at it, it's essentially, it's like looking at a Trump rally. These people love Maduro. He wasn't some elitist, whatever. He was their change. But yeah, we didn't like that. The elitists that control us didn't like that. How is a country that is so rich with natural resources so poor? Because all the elitists are screwing them. And because Maduro says, no, I'm not playing ball with you unless you play ball with us. They have oil reserves more than anyone else in the world. They were the first country in OPEC. But the thing is, Maduro wants to take care of his people. Essentially what we've wanted in our country. America first. They're doing the same thing. Venezuela first. But, they've got all the resources and they're not playing ball with us. So what do? We put a travel ban to go to Venezuela. Really? Venezuela? Well, they are such a proud country that civilians are being trained for this. They've been training for this. They are volunteering to keep their country. How many Americans do you think would do that? Of course, yes, there's many of us that would. But there's a lot of people that are just going to hide in their house if they had to. These people are being armed with military rifles, being trained on jungle warfare. This is not like, oh, let's shoot some bombs. This will be jungle warfare like Vietnam. we're gonna go and try to just turn this beautiful country into a shithole. Just because, why? Because they have resources and, you know, the elitists can't get what they want anymore? That's insane. We can't just keep doing this to countries. I mean, Libya was a beautiful country. Iraq was a beautiful country. Y'all might think some kind of liberal or something. Y'all, look at the research. We have been lied to about everything. And now we're gonna go do it to another country. More civilian deaths, more of our soldiers. Our soldiers aren't ready for jungle warfare. Are you kidding me? They've been chilling on their iPhones and on all of, this is how we do war, drones. They're not ready for jungle warfare. This is a really sad day. This is a sad day, and we need to stop this. There is absolutely no reason we should be in Venezuela. I mean, we already have people down there. Don't think like, oh, it's gonna happen. No, it's happening soon, within weeks. They already have staging going on. Okay, let me turn my camera around. I'm gonna show y'all some of the things that are going on. This is crazy. More war. It's crazy.
2017. And their President Nicolas Maduro's answer to what he calls the biggest threat of foreign aggression to Venezuela in 200 years of independence.
I feel prepared, but we need to prepare even more. This is for the fatherland.
Here at Venezuela's largest military academy, civilians from all over Caracas are being taught the basics. From manning an anti-aircraft battery, to assembling an Uzi submachine gun, to learning to use a rifle. This year, President Maduro called on hundreds of thousands of civilians to be trained and armed in defense of the revolution. Now, Donald Trump's assertion that he will not rule out a military option to restore democracy to Venezuela has given Maduro the perfect pretext for this. Venezuela already has a 230,000 strong army and almost 1 million militiamen and women.
This is not good, y'all. This is not good. These aren't just like
actions of U.S. President Trump, who wants
goofballs. They know what they're doing.
Venezuela.
This is going to end up in a lot of bloodshed.
But these 2-day-long exercises also aim to prepare
And this
civilians
was 10
to
months
fight
ago.
the so-called internal enemy.
They've been
National Guardsmen
training.
gave lessons on how to tackle demonstrators. The idea is to prepare them should opponents renew their campaign of civil disobedience against.
Okay, I'm going to show y'all all this. This is just one little event they had that of supporters of Mr. Maduro, President Maduro. He's not some elitist or something. He was a bus driver that went through the ranks. He was like a union president. He came from very humble beginnings. And here we go. I'm going to show you how many supporters. I mean, this is... Does he look like a dictator? Does it look like they hate him? He's dancing. Are you serious? Look at all of these people. Somebody said something ignorant, saying they were paid to be there. All these people? Really? All these people? No. Stop making excuses for our Mockingbird media. They don't even have armed guards. He's talking about how he wants to make sure their economics are great and everything. I mean, look at all these people. Let me see, there's another one. This was back in May.
Honoring the workers' rights the way Venezuelans like most, dancing. Thousands of government supporters gathered in the center of the capital, Caracas. But more than celebrating May Day, they came to support President Nicolás Maduro, who's been criticized for his economic and security policies.
We support Maduro because he was named by President Chavez, and we support the beautiful revolution. Let's go forward.
Many government supporters say they remain faithful to their commander-in-chief, the late President Hugo Chavez, and that's why they joined the march. With the huge crowd, he will continue to fight for the project Chavez left behind.
What the working class wants is a revolution, and that's what I will give the people. Revolution and more revolution.
The government shuttled
All of
thousands
these
of people to the
This is a
capital
different
for the
one.
demonstration that lasted more than 7 hours.
Unlike government supporters, the opposition was not in a celebratory mood. Instead, they used May Day to continue protesting.
That would be just. This is like our
They say
liberals.
There's no reason to celebrate.
That's these people.
If I don't protest, then I would be indifferent and a conformist to the hurdles that our country is going through.
That's what these
Nearly
people
3
are.
months have passed since violent protests and 700 injured.
See, looks like
Critics are
Antifa,
not only
right?
against high inflation, food shortages, and rampant
That's
crime.
what's going on there. Don't be confused by the. See, look, Antifa fool. This is exactly like what the liberals here are doing.
Protest anywhere if we don't agree with any government. So I'm chained as a civil rebellion.
Yeah. So there we have it. So not only are we pushing war with Iran for Israel, we're now gonna invade Venezuela when Colombia is the one that brings in all the drugs. Why don't we attack Colombia? Why don't we attack Colombia? Oh, what a question. Yeah. Because the elitists like their drug money. They like their drugs. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I honestly cannot believe America, home of the free, we don't even have real media. 5 companies own our media. Pretty much everything. Even YouTube. That's why we're censored. That's why people are so confused and they think that it's like some socialist country, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, oh my gosh. Abby Martin did an amazing video where she went down to Venezuela to get the truth. I will link that below. I would put it in here, but I'd rather just link it below because I'm going to go to a barbecue with my family. But y'all, we're being lied to about everything. War, war, war. More bloodshed. That's what it is. I don't even know. I mean, you know, I've been talking about Venezuela for a long time, and nope, this is the thing, nobody's even looking at it. They are in our backyard. You could practically swim from Venezuela to Florida. But everybody wants to talk about North Korea, the CIA puppet North Korea, everywhere else. But what's in our backyard? Yo, we need to wake up. For real. But y'all have a great 4th of July. I'll bring more information to y'all. You know, some great websites. Reuters, Telsur. You have to train it. If you use Google search, it'll give you the option to translate into English, and you can read the real news. But anyway, guys, y'all have a wonderful day.